Don't do that. Kevin. Kevin. No. No. Welcome in, guys. Anybody gonna come in and talk to me today? Just sitting here trying to keep Kevin in order. Hello, Lizzie. How are you, honey? Welcome in. Glad to have you here today. Just trying to keep my puppy in order here. He's wanting to kind of freak out at every noise outside right now. Doesn't like the fact that there's snow again. Just sitting here doing a little bit of sewing today. Mental 4.20. Hello, thank you for coming in. How are you? It is good to have you here. I had got me a new robe, and of course you know how things are when you buy things online. Nothing's ever as it seems, so sometimes you gotta kind of fix things yourself and make adjustments. So thought I ordered a pretty large size, and apparently their sizes run a little on the small side. So I am actually putting snaps on just to hold it shut, make it a little bit easier. I hate whenever I tie it and the thing still wants to come open. That drives me crazy. So I just add snaps along the hem of it, or along the middle of it there, just to help hold it shut. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Hello, John. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Everybody want to let me know where you're from? Got any plans for this week other than work? Anything big coming up for anybody? Louisiana. Now you guys aren't in the, I didn't see how far the storm went. You guys aren't in this big snowstorm that's coming through right now? Or are you? I am from Ohio. We got a little bit of the snow, but not as much as like New York and stuff like that. Special. Hello, honey. How are you? Good to have you in here. How's your day, honey? From Florida. Let's see. C. Chastity. Did I pronounce that right? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Special. I appreciate you, darling. I really do. Like I was telling the others, I'm just kind of sewing some snaps on a new robe that I got. And it's that silky material, so you know how it is when you sew it or tie it, it still wants to come open. So I add snaps to it myself, just because I don't like it to continuously fall open. But I thought it was really pretty. That's why I got it. It kind of looks like a kimono. I always loved that style. I always thought that was so pretty. And my husband absolutely loves it. But it's kind of hard to wear it when it doesn't want to stay closed where you want it to. So, like I said, I'm just adding some snaps to it. And then I figured while I'm doing this one, I also have a black and red one that I've had for quite some time that I've been meaning to put snaps on and never did. So, going to do that one too while I'm at it. And would you believe it? I have exactly enough snaps to do both of them, and then I'm out of snaps. So, gonna definitely have to get me some more snaps. Snaps are a lot easier to put on than buttons. I don't have to cut a hole in anything. Don't need a sewing machine. Just do it all by hand. So, I used to sew a lot. Does anybody else sew? Do you like sewing? Is there any crafts at all that anybody does, or hobbies that you have? Anything like that? I love when you have exactly enough supplies when you need them. Understand the soak issue. I never thought about adding the snaps. That truly is a great idea. Thank you. Snaps, to me, they're the easiest thing to put on, and they work spectacular just to hold things together. Some of us have gotten a little on the plump side over the years. Yes. And so, yeah, it hold things in place. Yeah, it is what it is. Such is life. All right. I don't know if any of you follow me on a regular basis. I have actually been doing some candle making. If you want to see some of the candles I've done, I have them on my community page. And you can go in there and check out the candles I've done. I thought I was going to be able to, but apparently you have to carry at least liability insurance to sell candles that you've made. That way, heaven forbid, your candle malfunctions in some way. You are held liable for that. So, I guess they like you to have the insurance just to make sure you have yourself covered. And I just don't know that it's worth it to me to spend the extra money to get insurance. So, yeah. Let's see. Lego Master. Hello. How are you, darling? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Tino Gichi? Tina, Tina, sorry, Tina Ogichi. I am doing very well today. How are you, darling? It is good to have you in here. Like I asked earlier, does anybody have any plans coming up? Anything special going on this week other than our same old work? It's always fun whenever you do things as you get older. You realize how much your body changes, and just like your sight, you just don't see things as well as what you used to. My migraine is really killing me. I need it gone so I can work. Oh, I'm sorry. My oldest daughter deals with migraines. And I know that is just absolutely horrible. I feel so bad for her all the time. I've gone up quite a number of times over the years and helped her out. She's got 6 little children. So dealing with children, when you're dealing with things like migraines, is not fun. I've never had to deal with a migraine myself, thank goodness. Apparently she gets them on her father's side. But yeah, I just couldn't imagine. Just a headache alone to me is absolutely horrible dealing with. So yes, I could not even imagine having to deal with migraines. That is, I've always felt so bad for people. Like my father, he deals with what they call cluster headaches, and it's like I don't know if anybody knows anything about those. It's like migraine on top of migraine on top of migraine on top of migraine, and all you can do is go in and sleep and take your medicine and wait for it to go away. Not really a whole lot else you can do about it. Now I deal with what they call ice pick headaches, which is, they can't really do anything about an ice pick headache because it is it can be severe, but it only lasts like 40 seconds and it's gone. But they call it an ice pick headache because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like somebody takes an ice pick and smacks you in the head with it. But like I said, they don't last long enough that they can really test what causes them. So there's not really anything they can do to fix them. So I do deal with that, but it can put you on your knees when you do get them. It is terrible. Destiny's Realty. Hello, honey. How are you? I've seen you on somebody else's. I can remember seeing you on somebody else's live. Not sure. I check out so many people's lives, I don't remember half the time where I've met people, and I'm sorry for that. Can people? I've had a couple of you tell me where you're from. Can anybody else tell me where you're from? I kind of pre-programmed this live hoping I would get a little bit more of my people that I normally talk to on here today. They might still come in yet. I know a couple of them are live themselves, so this was just the best time for me to do this because it's right after I took my husband to work. So it's just the easiest time for me to do this, so I know I get it done. A lot of people are telling me I need to do lives more often. I know I don't go live very often, and I do need to put a little bit more effort into that, I think. Hello, Barbara. How are you, darling? Everybody, this is my daughter, Barbara. That is my oldest baby out of 5. I know. I still call them baby. They're your babies. No matter how old you get or how old they get, they're still your babies. So I'll probably refer to my children and my grandchildren as my babies for a very long time. So I think they're used to it. I don't think they mind. Jenna Riley, how are you? Is there a natural remedy for the headache? I used to have horrible migraines. My day was done. My whole body had to shut down for 2 days. I don't know any natural remedies for migraines. Barbara, I was telling them that you get migraines. I don't know if you've heard of any natural anything over the years dealing with them. I know just a regular headache, one of the easiest ways that I found to get rid of just a regular headache is you take an ice cube, of course, put it like in a thin rag or something like that, so it doesn't freeze your hand, but put it right in that spot right there on your hand. There's like a pressure point right there, and you just hold it on that spot, and or you could put it like on the palm, either on the outside or inside, either one, and just hold it there, and eventually the headache will go away a lot quicker than doing nothing, I guess. But that's just kind of a old wives' tale. But it does work. It does work, so at least it does for me. I've suggested it to a few other people, and they've done it too. So I don't know. I think maybe a migraine is a little bit more in depth with what's going on that causes them. It's terrible whenever you get them and you have to just kind of shut yourself away from the world. That's kind of not fair. I tried it, it doesn't work for a migraine. Yeah, I didn't figure it would. I know migraines are absolutely horrible. Like I said, I've gone up and helped my daughter a few times whenever she's had them with the children, and you just feel so bad because there's not really anything you can do but you know, take a teaspoon of take a spoonful of mustard. No headache today. I usually take a leave. If it doesn't work, I normally have to sleep it off. Her remedies. It's not worked on me, but I heard soak your feet in mustard or take it. I've heard that, those are some old wives' tales as well. I don't know. Some of them may work for some people. I know the mustard thing, that's what the Amish do. I know some of you that aren't from the United States might not know what Amish are. It's kind of, they're a very conservative group of people. They have different levels, I guess you could say. We've grown up with them all our lives, so we don't really think much of it. They are kind of like the people. I don't know what other people in other countries would have, but like most of them don't have electricity in their home. They ride horse and buggies instead of cars. They don't believe in having cars. I was told that my period and the older hormones as I got older got, the less I had. Soak your feet in mustard with as hot a water as you can stand is what I meant. Wouldn't let me continue typing. Yeah. It doesn't hurt to try some of those old wives' tales. I mean, what can it hurt? I mean, ain't gonna hurt anything to at least try it out. You might stumble across something that might actually work for you, surprisingly. So, I guess even if it sounds silly, it may be worth a shot. Just see if it works for you. Sure can't hurt anything. I mean, you might walk around smelling like mustard for a while, but hey, I guess that's better than sitting there suffering from the headache too, so. Does anybody else know of any old wives' tales or anything? Too weak to get out of bed right now. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. We'll definitely keep you in prayer. That's a terrible thing to have to deal with. Have a good day. You too. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Especially, you need to get as much rest as you can, darling. Make sure you keep those fluids up. That's always a big thing, no matter what, is always keeping your fluids up. Sometimes you drink so much water you feel like you're almost drowning yourself, but somehow or another they continue telling you you're not getting enough fluids, so I guess. Anybody else got anything special coming up? Me and my daughters are actually talking about going to Columbus for my birthday. They have a place down there. It's called Other World. And it's like, I guess, like a, I don't know how else to explain it, like a sci-fi uh, museum type thing. I don't know, kind of has all this like psychedelic, I don't know, psychedelic stuff. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. Hello, Liz. How are you, gorgeous? Good to have you in here, darling. We were just discussing old wives' tales and headaches. Anybody have anything that your grandma always did to get rid of headaches or migraines? Anything like that? We can always put our 2 cents in there, and you never know, you might help somebody. Art museum, thank you very much. But it's not just your regular art, though. It's a little different. I guess that's why they call it Other World. It's a lot of I just can't explain it other than saying like psychedelic stuff. But yeah, we're really excited to go. That'll be towards the end of July for my birthday, and then we were trying to figure out something else to do. That's down by Columbus, Ohio, is where we're going. And then we were also talking about trying to find something else to do because we kind of want to make it a girls' weekend. So we are trying to kind of, well, what else can we do while we're down there? And me and Barbara were talking this morning about going gambling. Go gambling for a night. That could be fun. So, that's kind of what we're looking at. But, we'll find something to do. You get us three girls together, we can be quite feisty. So, yeah, we'll have a good time with each other no matter what we do. So, we're looking forward to it. But that's a little ways away yet. So, we should say that's a God willing. We'll do that kind of stuff, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Red's room. Hello, Red. How are you, darling? Good to have you in here. Belt loop. Hello, how are you, honey? Oh, I am just sitting here. I was sewing some snaps on a new robe that I got, and it doesn't want to do its thing, so I had to kind of put my little touch on it to get it to cooperate a little bit. So, but yeah, my daughter's on here too. Let's see, Harbo Nip. Okay, hello from Germany. Hello, how are you? Good to have you in here. Working a double today. Oh, sorry about that. But I guess, like I told my kids, it's job and somebody's got to do it, right? So, yeah. But yeah, my daughter's in here too, Barbara. and we were talking about a place that we're thinking about going the end of July for my birthday, and it's called Otherworld. Uh, it's kind of like a live art type thing. Uh, Har- uh, Hairbony, Hairbony. Okay. Oh, my husband was like, "Leave them in. I want to see how long it takes people to notice them." Well, just kind of playing around with it. So I thought the blue highlights would go good with the black hair. So, yeah. So, yeah, I was doing a little bit of sewing this morning, and then we got to talking about old wives' tales for migraine headaches. Poor Special was in here, and she is dealing with a migraine really bad, and so we were talking about different things that we've either tried or old wives' tales that we've heard of that could help with headaches or migraines, things like that. So far we've gotten basically sit in the dark and stay away from noise and eat mustard, eat a spoonful of mustard, or soak your feet in mustard. So, yeah, that's an old Amish thing. I'm sure up in Canada, Red, I'm sure you guys got Amish up there, don't you? Amish are, yeah, we have Amish galore here. So, yeah. Uh, we don't mind them too much, except for the fact that they do kind of buy up a lot of property and make it a little bit harder. Don't care for talk to text. I use talk to text a lot whenever I'm driving, but you're taking your chances because sometimes the phone doesn't hear exactly what you say, and I've had some pretty sketchy messages sent to people. Um, yeah, especially my mom when she was alive. I used to do that to her all the time, and she would kind of be stunned with some of the messages that would go through. Thank you for that, Belt Loop. I appreciate it. Oh, I used to get Trexamex for migraines, but they took it off the market. It worked. I hate to say this, but weed helped with migraines. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I can't, I know there's probably people that's going to come after me for it, but that is one of them I can't say as I argue with, uh, because that's literally a natural grown thing. So, and the fact that they have proven that medically it does help people with a lot of things. My mom passed away from cancer. She had cancer. This was 3 years ago, I think, going on 3 years. And I actually talked to her a couple times while she was going through her radiation, chemotherapy, stuff like that. But she didn't want to smoke anything. She had quit smoking cigarettes many, many years ago, and she just didn't want to go back even down that alley, even for something like that. So that was kind of a no-go. But, that's one of the things that I don't argue with is marijuana, because it does have its advantages. And it's I guess just like a lot of things, alcohol, people drink alcohol, and it's a matter of your own control. So, does she not want to try? No, no. She was, my mom, God love her, she was very naive to a lot of things. And so, she was kind of a, well, whatever the doctor says, that's what I'm going to do. And, the doctors anymore, they don't want you to go to natural things. They want you to take all the medication that they can give you and stuff like that. And I'm just not one to agree to a vast array of pill taking for anything. Uh, I just believe that we have a natural ability to heal ourselves if you eat right, take care of yourself. So I don't believe in a lot of pills. I was always one that they've legalized marijuana over here as well in places, but now of course they're trying to go, kind of go backwards on that and take that away, which, that one I don't understand, but they claim it's the gateway to other stuff. It is, yeah, it is still legal for medicinal use, but not for recreational, yeah. Um, but you got a lot of doctors too, I think, that are very happy to prescribe that for medicinal use. Yeah. Uh, so I don't know. But yeah, my mom was always one that whatever the doctor said, that's what she did and that's what she went with. So, you know, once they get to that age, what do you really do? You have to let them make their own choices with things. But like my husband, for example, my husband's 13 years older than I am. And he had a heart attack. I think it's going on 7 years, 7.5 years, somewhere in that vicinity. And they had him on so many different medications. And then about a year and a half ago, year and a half ago, they tried to claim that he was now borderline diabetic. And of course, they want to put you on more pills for that. And, I'm just not into all that. Well, then he had a couple phone calls where they would call and like a nurse would call and talk to him about medications he was on, and nobody. It seemed like nobody ever questioned maybe they shouldn't be on this anymore. But we actually found out that there was a couple of them that was doing him more harm than good. And there was a couple of them that you're not technically supposed to be on long term. And he had been on them going on 6.5 years. And he just got so tired of taking them one day that he just put them all away and refuses to take them now. And it's funny that ever since he stopped taking them, he feels 10 times better. Whenever he was on the medication, he was run down all the time. His body was hurting, For a long time, we kind of chalked it up to age. How your body gets whenever you get older, you get the aches and pains and stuff like that. And so we didn't think nothing of it. And one of the medications he was on was lisinopril, and we found out that there's people having a lot of problems with that medication. Now, I'm no doctor, so don't go off of anything I'm saying. I'm just saying, what we've experienced with things. And or is it lisinopril or is it lovastatin? Lovastatin maybe, because they say statins are really bad. Uh, but anyhow, he stopped taking the medications, all of them. The only thing he takes anymore is takes a stomach pill for indigestion. We both deal with that, so we both still take, but that's just over the counter stuff. Um, if you deal with that and you don't want to take over the counter stuff, baking soda water is the magic bullet when it comes to indigestion. Just take a teaspoon of baking soda and put in just a little bit of water, just enough to get it down, and that'll take care of that issue really fast. That's kind of gives you kind of more of a natural thing to deal with that. But yeah, he feels 10 times better ever since he quit taking all that medication, and he just kind of put it to the side. And it did irritate him a little bit that he goes to a couple different doctors and none of them caught things that he shouldn't be on anymore. So he hasn't been back to those doctors either. So yeah. But yeah, I like going more with natural things. Going back to things I know my grandmother has done. My grandma grew up Amish. I was never Amish, thank God. I like my electricity way too much to ever be Amish. And I know people, like in our area, we get a lot of tourists around our area. And I don't know how many times I've been behind cars where, they'll go by fields of Amish farms and people are sticking their head out the window and, oh my God, it's an Amish horse or it's an Amish chicken. It's a chicken. Believe me, that chicken has no idea, that horse has no idea that they're Amish. A horse is a horse and a chicken is a chicken. They don't care. But tourists are absolutely fascinated by them, their lifestyle. But they are, I promise you, and I know this from experience, having people in my family that are still Amish to this day. They are no different than we are. I can promise you that. They have their good points and their bad points, just like we do. So, the fascination with them, I guess it's just because they live a little different lifestyle than we do. It's not go, go, go all the time. A little bit simpler lifestyle than we do, I guess. But, they have problems just like we do. They're all just human beings. They just choose to live a little bit different than we do. But yeah, my grandparents left the Amish when they got married and started having children. But I do still have a lot of relatives that are still Amish. So I got to ride in a horse and buggy one time. And that's because I chose not to do it more than one time. When you're sitting in a buggy behind a horse and the horse lifts its tail and does its business and it's like almost like coming right at you, that was enough for me. I just told the people, just turn around, take me back home. I wanted out of the buggy. That is something that you do not want to see aimed at you. I'm sure the horse didn't aim it at me, but it was definitely coming towards my direction, and I was not a big fan of that. So, I just chose ever since then to not ride in a horse and buggy again. It held no fascination for me whatsoever. But there are people that come down from the cities, Cleveland and stuff like that, that have never, apparently, have never laid eyes on a real live horse or cow or, anything like that, because of the city life that they live. I never in my life ever imagined not being able to actually be around real animals. I couldn't imagine what that life would be like. I've grown up around farms and uh, country living most of my life, and I just couldn't imagine at all what it'd be like to be fascinated to see a horse for the first time or a cow for the first time, uh, other than laying in the meat department in your grocery store. Now you do pick up the bad habit. We actually have raised cows, raised bulls, I should say, for meat, and we had a bull, and my boys had named him Tiny, and because he was the runt uh, in the farm, and they didn't really expect him to live. So the farmers gave the bull to my sons and said, if you guys can raise him and keep him alive, you're more than welcome to have him. So they brought him home and named him Tiny, and we fed him and raised him, and he got quite large. And we ended up, I think it's right around a year. Barbara, if you're listening, if I think that's, you guys still butcher a lot of meat and stuff like that. I think it's around a year that they take them in, year and a half. But I think Tiny started getting a little bit nervous towards the end, because whenever I would go over to help feed him or anything like that, I think he could see that I was looking at him, seeing hamburger, steaks, roasts, I was seeing meals, not a cow. So I think they can sense that in you, and I think it makes them quite nervous. Just a difference in how they look at you. Probably because there's a difference in how you're looking at them. Uh, so he didn't like being around me a whole lot. I think I made him nervous, and but yeah, we've raised a couple different bulls and took them in for butchering over the years, and that is, if I could own a farm now, I would, in a heartbeat, and raise my own cattle, have fresh meat. Like I said, my daughter that was on here, I'm not sure if she's still on here or not. All right, you have a great day, Belt Loop. Thank you for stopping in. Great to have you here. Uh, yeah, you guys butcher pigs every year. Um, Now you talk about some fresh sausage and stuff like that. Oh, that is some good stuff. I think her and her husband's family kind of came up with their own mixture that they came up with themselves, with their seasonings and stuff like that they put into their sausage, and it is absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, it's a million times better than anything that you would get from a store. That is for sure. So, but yeah, if I could ever live on a farm again, I absolutely would, and I would raise a bull or pigs, anything like that, to have the fresh meat because some of the stuff you get in stores anymore, you really have to kind of question really what's in them. So yeah. So I am pretty much done with my sewing for now. And I've been on almost an hour. Wow, those hours go fast when you're on live, don't they? That time really flies by quick. Uh, it just amazes me how fast that hour goes. But I guess I am probably going to go ahead and let you all go, and I am going to check my sewing, make sure I got the things where they are supposed to be. And let me go back. Herboni, right? Did I get it right this time? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Good to have you in here. Thanks for the thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't. But I am going to, yes, I'm going to let you guys go, and you guys all have a wonderful day, and take care. Always remember, if you don't see the sunshine, be the sunshine. So, take care, guys.